So we have Esper control versus Gen Masters, and typically how this match goes is uh, we're gonna have one player trying to be really aggressive and the other player trying to be, answer his opponent's threats, maybe get ahead in the game eventually. So right now, let's see if the players wish to take any mulligans. Hopefully not, but Vernikos is thinking about it. Let's see if we're gonna have a mulligan. I don't like to have mulligans in the finals, mostly because it really ruins the experience, makes you feel like this isn't the real match I came here to watch. So both players keep. We have a temple, which is gonna scry the card. Scry will remain on top. Another scry land for Vernikos, which will block on his own scry. Right now, second turn, it's gonna be an Elvis Mystic. A turn too late. No, a turn too late. But yeah, what could you do? What can you do? Second land from Vernikos taps plays a last breath. Last breath is gonna gain Papadakis 4 life, getting him up to 24 life. Getting him up to 24 life. Now, right now, Vernikos is gonna play in Ooze. He's gonna pass the turn to Vernikos. Vernikos is gonna draw a play at Temple, and the Scry is gonna remain on top. We're gonna see now the last breath taking out the Ooze. Of course, the really useful part is that Ooze cannot use his effect because there are no monsters there are no monsters in the graveyard right now. So we have a Xenagos God of Revels, which is gonna stay the same, and we have a Satyr token attacking Vernikos' life total, which is gonna drop down to 18. So right now we see another temple. Scry, we get a detention sphere on the Planeswalker in order for things not to get out of control so easily. So right now we have Papadakis, which is gonna attack again with the Satyr token. The attack will be fine, no reason to do anything about it yet. It's still in control. Domri Ray checks the top, reveals an Elvis Mystic, plays another land. We're gonna Scry goes to the bottom, and turn passes back to Vernikos. So Vernikos draws for his turn, and he will have a Mutavolt, which might be able to block the Satyr token if Vernikos so wishes to. Right now Vernikos is contemplating his next move, and which would be a Jace if he decides to play that. So right now Vernikos is still thinking. I don't think you wanna play Jace in the field with 4 powers, so it's actually 3 damage if he was for him to be sent to Jace. So Domri takes up Domri Prime Advantage Engine in this matchup. This is the way Gen Masters win against Esper. They win by playing Planeswalkers, multiple threats, so that the Esper player cannot deal with all of them simultaneously. Right now, the hard thing to do would be, let's see if Bill decides to be very aggressive about this. He activates immutable attacks with both of them dropping Vernikos down to 12. Vernikos doesn't wait to trade his Mutavolt. And right now he deploys the Elvis Mystic. We saw him taking to his hand back the activation of Domri Great next turn, and he's gonna pass the turn back. He's gonna play a big Sphinx's Revelation. No, a small one, I'm sorry, 4-2. Gonna do 2 cards, King to life. And he will start by playing a land, casting an Elspeth Champion, and this matchup may as well be short-lived. Right now, Papadakis is gonna draw. Does he have a gold plan? I believe there is a gold plan Rampager in his hand. Right now, they're gonna think really hard to see if actually they can do anything about it. Right now, right now they have. Right now they have the. We have Domri going up to 6 loyalty, which threatens to go ultimate next turn, and which will make it really tough for Vernikos to actually execute his own game plan. That because if Domer goes to ultimate, then that means that these two inactive neutrals get to attack for basically 4 points of damage, 4 points of hex with trample damage, and that's the decisive factor in this matchup. Permanents that are hard to deal with. That this is the game plan actually by Bill. It's diverse threats that Vernikos cannot answer. So right now we're gonna see something that's not really diverse. We're gonna see Stormbreath Dragon. In Stormbreath Dragon is heading directly into the face of the Sun's champion. Or is he gonna go up? Oh no, you can't go. If you have another one, you can go to. Oh. This is really difficult. I mean, if you have a gold clan, you can kill Elspeth, but you can actually hit the player if you so wish to. So no, you hit Elspeth, of course, because the dragon is gonna die next turn. Obviously, Mystic, Gold Clan Rampager, and the damage goes to kill the Planeswalker. And now things are looking pretty good for Vernikos, who has to have a Spring Verdict in order for this to be a game. So Vernikos draws for his turn, it's a Sphinx's Revelation. This is going to allow him to remain alive for a few turns. We see the players, getting some tokens of their own. We'll even have some Channel Fireball tokens that's, really cute. And we see Shockland coming into play tapped, and let's see if Vernikos wishes to do anything in his main phase, like deploy second Elspeth Sun Champion, or leave up mana for a revelation in the end step of his opponent's turn. Let me remind you that these players are playing for the top 4 and they are playing for 3 tape to the next Grand Prix, which is Grand Prix Utrecht. So right now Domer takes up to 7 loyalty, checks the top card is not the guy, and right now this is increasingly difficult for Vernikos, who chose not to deploy his Elspeth, because right now Papadakis gets to attack for free and he has mana to monsters his Stormbreath Dragon. So Satyr token gets in the red zone, Stormbreath Dragon gets in the red zone, and I believe we're gonna see a monstrous activation of Stormbreath Dragon, as we're gonna have a double block on the Satyr token, and most likely we're gonna have oh, it's fine. All this is fine, so this is gonna go away, take 4 damage from the Stormbreath Dragon. Drop down to 10, and end step he's gonna revelate for 4, so that will push him back to 14 where he was before. He draws a card for his turn, and let's see if the so desired Spring Verdict is still on board. Oh, monstrous activation of the Stormbreath Dragon. This is the lot of cards, 7 damage, go to face. As 7 damage, go to face, so his life total is at 7. His life total is at 7. Finds the verdict, takes the verdict back to his hand. Does he have an untapped land in order to cast the verdict? I see an untapped land into his hand, but and this is a soft land. That's gonna cost him 2 life. And verdict is gonna take care of everything. However, Domerade gets to go ultimate, animates both middle, swings for gain, and that is it. So we have the first game taken by Bill Papadakis playing John Monsters against Vernikos Konstantinos playing Esper Control. We saw what basically is the name of the game for the John Masters against any control diverse threats that they cannot deal with, and Mutavault is one of those threats because if you're an Esper player, you have a really hard time beating Mutavault because, as we saw before, his last breaths were used on two guys in the start of the game, one Elvis Mystic and one Voice of Resistance. So it's actually really tough. Now, moving on to sideboards, we can see that Konstantinos is going to side in Blood Baron of Viscopa for premium hit card for anything that plays, basically white and black. Uh, then he has Dispel and Negate, which he can board in. Uh, for the Planeswalker guys. Actually, no, Blood Baron. I'm sorry. I'm looking at an Esper deck. And I'm thinking about Blood Baron against Ten Masters. I'm sorry. Uh, okay, so uh, then we have Papadakis list, and we can see him citing Miskar Hydra, Volgar Jump for the Tension Spheres, Vraska Vincent because it can destroy permanents, and Ravdk. Rakdos is returning, of course, he's going to make an appearance. Both of the copies are going to go into the main deck. So right now, what we are going to try to do is actually, as we wait for the players to shuffle up and begin their games, there's this really interesting choice where, again, if you're the Gen Masters, you're playing against Esper, you can remove your whole master removal suit. Now, the tricky part is if your opponent plays a post-board monster suit that comes in, anticipating the fact that you actually don't have any removal spell, you can see unanswered Arcade Dolphins. But Arcade Dolphin matches up pretty well against, the Stormbreath Titan, but you can see Nightveil Spectres chucking out cards from the top of their opponent's decks. I mean, it's a plan. Not the perfect one, but still a plan. Let's see what the players decide to do. Of course, we're not going to see any of this shenanigans right now because the only masters that are in Constantine's deck are the 4 Blood Baron of Viscopas, which I'm not really sure you want to see right now. And we'll get to see an opening hand that cannot be kept. Yeah. This is an easy money again for Costas. Doesn't have a nice hand. Let's see his hand, which is actually many lands and the Rakdos' return. And because the counter spells are in this matchup, I'm not really sure you can keep that. I mean, if your Rakdos' return, you basically win, but the thing is, you have to have other threats that have, absorbed all the removal or made your opponent tap out in order to cast a safe Rakdos' return. So it can be kind of tricky. So right now both players are gonna keep, and we're gonna see a temple, and the Scry is gonna go to the top of the deck and goes back to Bill, who draws a land for his turn. Bill desperately needs to see creatures, and his Scry with the temple keeps the Scry on top, and another Scry from Vernikos' side. Card is gonna go to the bottom. Bill untaps, takes a turn, and there you see Solvan Caveat just in time to have a turn 3 Gorkline Rampager hitting the field. So we have another temple. Oh no, a Shockland coming late up. Bill is gonna draw, and what he finds will be a turn 3 Gorkline Rampager. Let's see if the Esper player has any answers to that. Draws a card. Does he have a detention sphere or a verdict? Verdict would be really good. It would give him total control of the match. Let's see if there is anything like that. I see detention sphere. I see detention sphere in his hand, and I see Jace in his hand, and the Jace is gonna be deployed to the field, and he's gonna go ahead and have it at 2 loyalty. Flip the cards up, and we see double temple and a supreme verdict. Of course, the split is gonna be like what you see right now, two temples together and the verdict by itself. And of course, he's gonna just take the verdict. Both temples go to the bottom, and right now this is a very psychological. There's a very psychological aspect of playing because if you have Papadakis and you have drawn Golgari Town, you can just go ahead and attack your opponent. However, if you just attack and leave mana up, that might threaten to be Golgari Town. One thing is for sure, Jace is going down this turn, so pick out an attack on Jace and an attack on Constantine himself. So right now he's gonna drop down to 16. And we're gonna have a scry and a pass. Let's see, it's time for that verdict. As a Sockland comes into play tapped. Oh no, it's just gonna be a detention sphere on the Gore clan, and that can backfire actually. Because we see an abrupt decay in Bill's hand. Let's see if he wants to play that, knowing that there's a verdict. Yeah, he's gonna do that, get some extra damage in. Get some damage in, and right now we're gonna see an activation. Beautiful, most likely. Oh, what are we gonna do? There's a dragon! There's a Rakdos down, and that game is basically over. As there's pretty much nothing that he can do right now. I'm not gonna bother updating the life totals. It's just gonna be one more time. He's gonna flip the card. So this is just gonna be the attack for game right now. Really it's just gonna be the attack for game. Right now it's too much damage from Mishcutter Hydra gets deployed. Mishcutter Hydra gets deployed, both guys attack, and Ilioupolis is gonna jump in front of the Hydra, and we're gonna see a Gorklan Rampager to finish the duel. Okay, so this is game right now.